An American V8 thunders at 1,500 revolutions per minute on endless highways, while a Japanese inline 4 screams through mountain switchbacks. These are not just engineering choices, they are survival strategies, forged by geography, war, and tax law. The fate of every engine and every driver's freedom was set long before the first piston fired. But how did landscapes and government rules shape two totally different paths for horsepower? The American highway system stretches for nearly 48,000 miles, linking distant cities with ribbons of asphalt that seem to go on endlessly. In this landscape, drivers spend hours at a time cruising at steady speeds, often with nothing but the horizon ahead. Here, engines are not built for quick bursts or tight corners. They are designed for comfort and endurance. A classic V8 loafs along at around 1,500 RPM, delivering effortless torque that makes passing freight trucks or climbing gentle grades feel easy. Gasoline once cost less than a bottle of soda, so there was no reason to hold back on engine size. Displacement grew, cylinders multiplied, and the American car became a rolling symbol of abundance. The goal was not to squeeze every drop of power from a small engine, but to make long journeys smooth and relaxed, mile after mile. This environment made the big, lazy V8 not just a preference, but a necessity. Japan's landscape tells a different story. With nearly 70% of its land covered by mountains, most roads twist and climb through narrow passes and dense forests. In cities, streets are tight, corners come quickly, and space is always at a premium. Drivers navigate switchbacks and sudden inclines, often shifting gears and spiking the throttle just to keep pace with traffic. Here, engines cannot rely on brute force at low revolutions per minute. Instead, they need to spin fast, deliver power high in the rev range, and respond instantly to every tap of the pedal. High-revving inline 4s and 6s became the norm, not out of preference, but out of necessity. On these roads, an engine that thrives on quick bursts and sharp changes in speed becomes a tool for survival. Agility matters more than raw muscle. This environment shaped the Japanese obsession with extracting every bit of horsepower from smaller, more efficient engines. Efficiency, not displacement, became the guiding principle. Engine size in Japan is not just a technical choice, it is a financial calculation. For decades, Japanese law has taxed cars based on engine displacement, with sharp increases above 2,000 cubic centimeters. A sedan with a 2-liter engine might incur thousands of yen less in annual taxes than one with a 2.5-liter engine. The difference grows even starker for engines above 3 liters, making large displacement cars rare and expensive to own. K cars capped at 660 cubic centimeters benefit from the lowest tax rates and cheaper registration, turning them into a mainstay for city drivers. Buyers weigh these costs carefully, often opting for the largest engine that still falls within a lower bracket. This system does not just shape what is on the road, it pushes every automaker to squeeze more power from less metal, because every extra cubic centimeter comes with a price. Japanese engineers faced a tough challenge: how to make small engines deliver the punch of much bigger ones. The answer came from relentless experimentation in labs and on test tracks across the country. In 1989, Honda unveiled VTEC, a breakthrough that let a 1.6-liter engine behave like two engines in one. Gentle at low speeds, ferocious at high revolutions per minute. By switching cam profiles on the fly, VTEC squeezed out extra horsepower without crossing into higher tax brackets. At the same time, turbocharging was gaining ground. Nissan and Toyota began using sequential turbo systems in the late 1980s, giving small engines the ability to surge at any speed. These innovations were not just clever, they were survival tactics, turning tax rules and fuel prices into a proving ground for creative engineering. Every new breakthrough became a badge of honor for teams who refused to let regulations hold them back. Two engines, two philosophies. The American LSV 8 packs 8 cylinders into a short, squat block, with push rods instead of overhead cams, and cast iron for strength. Its design is compact, so it fits into almost anything. It is built for low-end punch and easy repairs, with a center of gravity that keeps muscle cars planted. Across the Pacific, the Toyota 2JZ Inline 6 stretches out under the hood, all aluminum, with dual overhead cams and tolerances measured in microns. It is engineered for high RPM abuse, and it has a reputation for surviving 1,000 horsepower builds without breaking a sweat. The LS is a hammer, simple, powerful, and forgiving. The 2JZ is a scalpel, precise, durable, and endlessly tunable. In October 1973, oil prices shot up almost overnight as OPEC imposed an embargo on the United States. Gasoline that once cost 30 cents a gallon now soared past $1, and fuel lines snaked for blocks. Detroit's big V8 engines, once symbols of freedom, suddenly became liabilities. Car makers scrambled to cancel large engine programs and rushed out smaller 4-cylinders like the Pontiac Iron Duke. By 1975, Congress passed the first corporate average fuel economy standards, forcing manufacturers to rethink what American engines could be and to focus on efficiency. The muscle era faded, and the industry faced a hard truth. Building around endless cheap fuel was no longer an option. For the first time, the American way of power met a limit it could not ignore. Every engine still carries its country's DNA, efficiency or brute strength, shaped by need, not choice. As fuel, climate, and cities change, the next revolution in power is already underway.